Hi guys, Logan here with another video. Today, I have something cool to show you. This is the brand new for 2023 Pop-Up Pumpkin by Tekky. This is being sold exclusively at Lowe's and it's a part of their pretty big pumpkin collection this year. This is one of two of the animated pumpkins that Tekky did for them. And out of the two, this is actually my favorite one. They also did a whole line of flaming pumpkins as well, which you will absolutely see featured on my channel. Some really cool tabletops. Tekky did a really good job with clothes this year, but I started off small. So you guys saw a lot of Lowe's items I just purchased recently. I have them kind of scattered about, but this is probably one of my favorites that I've purchased because it's just so cool. And as you saw in the demo, it is UV reactive. I don't think it's intentional, but it's still a really cool feature. So this is a very interesting prop, as when I first saw it, I kind of thought it was going to be Jimmy, and B, I thought it was going to be like a proper spring-loaded jump scare. Why I thought it was going to be Jimmy is because they've been doing the kind of crazy pumpkins, and they've admittedly done a pretty good job. But no, actually, this is Tekky, and it's not a jump scare, it's a slow riser, but it's got some really neat gimmicks to it. For one, it has these yellow nylon strands in it, and it's good that they use nylon because it stretches. So it looks like stringy pumpkin guts or in its mouth as it kind of slowly unhinges itself, which I thought was really cool. And it's got these sharp teeth. It looks really neat. I like how they did that. And then they gave it this nice kind of rotten texture. It almost reminds me of Gordo in a way, because if you noticed, Gordo's also got like the stringy bits on like the top of the mouth when he pops up. It kind of reminds me of him. Now, this would not be a Tekky prop without really nice lighting, and it does have that. So it's got LED light up eyes, some amber lighting inside the mouth, and some green lighting inside the mouth. And it looks really nice in the dark. As you can see in that video, I kept it pretty dark and only used UV lighting and the other surrounding pumpkins, so you could really see the lighting. And they've been killing it with the lighting with their pumpkins here recently. It's like I talked about with the hanging jack-o'-lantern character. Their lighting, it's just getting better and better. I really like how they did it with this as well. And interestingly enough, when you have it fully extended, you can actually see all of the inner workings, and I think that's kind of neat. I really don't have a gripe with that in particular. I like that. I hate that I yawn so often. I'm so sorry, guys. But I actually thought that was really cool that you can see all of the inner workings in there. You can actually see the mechanism, pushing the upper portion up. But I think it looks really cool. One of the biggest pros with this is the sensitivity. The sensor and the sound sensor are incredibly sensitive. It took a very soft snap for me to set this off in my demo with the sound sensor, and that is amazing. Now, obviously, with the UV lighting, it was too dim to really set off the motion sensor, which is down there. But don't let that fool you. It is still very sensitive. And also, it's not a battery leech. I didn't do a review on that spinning doll, but she sucks the life out of batteries very quickly. This one is not having that issue, and I'm very pleased with that. So he will definitely be running throughout Halloween, and it's a really good addition to my personal pumpkin patch. I just think it's really unique, and I really like Tekky doing some kind of crazy pumpkins. And I'm not saying I don't like the flaming pumpkins either, because I really do enjoy those. I think you do an amazing job of them as well. But I like seeing them do other pumpkins like this. It's kind of reminiscent of the possessed pumpkin. The one where it has like little hands, it's gripping at the top of the pumpkin and it pops up. It reminds me of that, which I hope that gets wholesaled, because I really want that piece now. But that's what this kind of reminds me of in concept. But instead of it being a jump scare, it slowly rises. The audio, oddly enough, is some jump scare audio, and I think parts of it come from the possessed pumpkin. As my friend Reed pointed out, he has both of them. So that's kind of interesting that it has that. So it has like this scream and like this, which I think is also from something else. I don't know what. And then there's some snarling and growling. And this is pretty decently loud as well, so it definitely like demands, your attention. So without further ado, I'm going to activate this for you guys, and it has one audio track. So yeah, one thing I do wish is I wish that green LED was a little more noticeable. It's about, I would say about right here on the other side. And I feel like the amber LEDs actually outshine it, because I think there's 2 amber LEDs in there. But I still think it looks cool in the dark. I think you can see it a little bit better. But my camera doesn't pick it up very well because it's so dim. But I still think this is a really cool prop. I like that the amber lights flash. It has that really cool kind of flashing effect. I think that's really cool programming. One thing I would change, honestly, is I would have hollowed out the eyes and the nose as well, like the mouth. Maybe add some stringy bits into that as well. I don't know. I think that might make it a little bit cooler, so it's all hollowed out. But I still think it's neat. And I do like that they textured that as well. I love how Tekky textures their pumpkins, even how they paint them. They paint them so well. Again, I love the gnarly teeth. And even the stem. The stem looks really good as well. I don't remember exactly how much I paid. I think I paid like 50 or 60 for this. A pretty decent amount. It wasn't nearly as much as the rocker was, which I do plan on buying that at a later date. But, just not right now. But I preferred this out of the 2 animated ones that Tekky did. I believe there's also one that Jemmy did. Yes, the one with a candle on its head. And I'll get that as well. But this was my favorite out of the bunch. And again, I think it has the coolest look. I think it has the coolest lighting effect. And I really like the whole gimmick behind it. And I don't know if I'd prefer this to be a jump scare or not. I mean, part of me does, but then at the same time, I don't know if it would actually start hurting this nylon, as you can see. If it would start yanking it out from where it's at, or if it would start tearing it. But I think the nylon was a really good touch, and it made this really cool. It just added some, visual interest. So I really appreciate them doing that. Overall, I do recommend this item, and if you can find it, totally go for it. It's really neat. I've seen this hit most Lowe stores. I think it was in the initial shipments. I think the ones that are a little harder to find for some people are like the Swinging Twins and some the Haunted Mansion pieces. At least those are what I'm having trouble finding right now. But this guy seems to be pretty easy to find, and I definitely highly recommend him. Anyway, guys, that is all for me. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.